And welcome back to Jakarta Movers and Shakers. One of the challenges of fighting climate change is balancing the need to shift to cleaner sources of energy in the future with the need to keep the lights on in the here and now. It is no different for Indonesia with its rapidly growing economy, as VOA's Yuni Salim explains in this report.
In Bali, Indonesia, on the sidelines of November's G20 summit of the world's largest economies, the United States, Japan, and the rest of the G7 group of industrialized nations announced a just energy transition partnership with Indonesia. Its goal is to help the world's fourth most populous nation transition to clean energy. Indonesia's finance minister welcomed the new partnership.
Because Indonesia is going to be an economy which will continue growing, and the demand for energy is definitely going to continue increase. Indonesia have many possibility of energy sources, but currently we are still dominated by the coal as an energy source.
Environmentalists estimate that about 85% of Indonesia's electricity is generated by fossil fuels, mostly coal. The new partnership is designed to help Indonesia move towards net zero emissions by 2050, 10 years earlier than the country's initial target. Separately, at the COP26 Climate Summit in Glasgow, Scotland in 2021, Indonesia set a deadline of 2040 to retire its coal-powered plants. Environmental activists say that they appreciate the good intentions, but right now Indonesia can't even meet more modest short-term climate goals.
Tahun 2025 yang tinggal 3 tahun lagi.
2025, for instance, is only 3 years away. The goal was to have 25% of energy generations come from renewable sources. We are still at 12% and have been stuck there for years.
Dan itu udah stuck.
Greenpeace hopes the G7 nations providing the funding will keep the pressure on Indonesia to meet its goals.
Karena Indonesia ini yang paling stubborn.
Indonesia is the most stubborn in this region. While everyone else is reducing coal use, Indonesia alone is expanding it.
Analysts note that Indonesia's ambitious infrastructure projects, including the recently opened high-speed rail project, financed as part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, has led to an increase in coal use. Based in Japan, Guani Lim is an expert on the Belt and Road Initiative in Southeast Asia.
And it's a push and pull thing, right? Because to drop everything is unrealistic. It's very unrealistic because, okay, I give you an example, like, so a lot of us consume gas and oil, whether it's for car and all those, and then suddenly you say, hey, let's all change to EV, electric vehicle. It's not that practical because there is a switching cost, right? The duration could be 10 years or even 10, 20 years. And within that 10 to 20 years, you have to reinvest just to maintain your existing, say, petrol station, gas station. That's the maintenance cost.
The newly announced energy partnership will provide $20 billion in public and private funds to assist the transition and will not only incentivize renewable energy, but also offset the impact of the transition on local communities. For Yuni Salim in Washington, Nova Purwadi, VOA News.